What is social intelligence? We started with awareness, learning to see clearly. Then development, learning how to clear the water when life clouds it. But there's a third piece, and this is where everything you've built meets the world. Remember the three variables: the environment, the people, the situation, and you, the constant. You bring you everywhere you go. Sooner or later, those variables show up at full force. A charged room, a difficult personality, a situation with real stakes. And you have to stay yourself while simultaneously reading everything around you. That is social intelligence. Clinical psychology defines social intelligence as the ability to understand and manage interpersonal relationships, to read social cues, navigate complexity, and respond effectively to the emotions and behaviors of others. In plain terms, social intelligence is what happens when self-awareness moves outward. When your internal state is stable and your perception is clear, you don't just see yourself accurately, you see others accurately too. Here is the mechanism. Every person you encounter is broadcasting a signal. Their posture, their breath, their tone, their words, the micro expressions that cross their faces before the social mask return. Most people can't read them, not because they lack intelligence, but because they have never learned to read their own. The deeper your self-awareness, the more accurately you can read others. And when your water is cloudy, you're not reading the room, you're projecting into it. Reading others starts with reading yourself. That's not philosophy, that's mechanism. The quieter and more grounded your internal state, the clearer your perception becomes. When you are in ego, you miss it. When you are in judgment, you cloud it. When you are reactive, you lose it. But when you are centered, when you have trained your breath, your posture, your self-talk, your state, your awareness expands. You read the shift in tone before the sentence finishes. You sense tension before a word is spoken. You feel what's needed before anyone asks. That's not mysticism. That's training. And this is where everything connects. You don't rise to the level of the moment. You fall to the level of your training. The breath you've practiced, the posture you've built, the self-talk you have rewired, the state you learned to regulate. It all shows up here in how you read a room, in how you meet a person, in how you hold yourself when the situation gets hard. Self-awareness tells you who you are in that moment. Self-development trains you to become who you choose to be. Social intelligence is what happens when you bring that person into full contact with the world. The environment will keep changing. The people will keep challenging. The situations will keep coming. The water will cloud. But when you know yourself, when you've trained yourself, and when you can read the room without losing yourself, you don't become rigid. You become adaptable. Bruce Lee said, "Empty your mind. Be formless, shapeless, like water. If you put water into a cup, it becomes the cup. You put water into a bottle, it becomes the bottle. You put water into a teapot, it becomes the teapot. Water can flow or it can crash. Be water, my friend." Water adapts to the container without losing its nature. It responds to the environment, moves with what's in front of it, and remains water the entire time. Stay grounded in yourself while responding to the environment, the people, and the situation. That's social intelligence. You don't just show up. You show up as yourself every single time.